The dawn bleeds red over the endless savanna, as if the sky itself remembers the hunt. The air is thick with the smell of dust sweat and something ancient expectation. Beneath the rising sun, a lone figure crouches low, motionless but alive with thought. His skin glistens in the morning heat, his breath slow, deliberate. This is no longer just survival. This is ritual. But how did the hunt, once born of hunger and fear, become something more? What pushed a creature to see meaning in the chase, to feel reverence in the kill? Somewhere between the heartbeat of man and beast, something changed forever. His name has no sound in history, but his kind will be remembered as Homo habilis, one who began to shape the world not only with tools, but with intention. The day begins in silence. The man moves through the tall golden grass, each step careful, rehearsed. He carries a stone tool, its edge chipped by hours of patient work. It gleams faintly in the sunlight, an extension of his will. Around him, shadows of his small group emerge, 3 males, 2 females, a child carried close. Their eyes flicker between the horizon and him, the one who leads not by command, but by instinct. Ahead, the plains stretch toward a river glinting in the distance where herds of antelope graze and danger waits in every breath of wind. The hunt today is not only for meat, it is for meaning, for order, in the chaos of this wild world. He pauses. The wind shifts. He lifts his face, nostrils flaring, catching the faint metallic scent of blood. Not theirs, fresh kill recent. The predators are close. His eyes narrow as he gestures silently with his hand, a motion learned, not spoken. The group scatters into formation, each one slipping behind rocks and grass. The ground beneath his bare feet is warm, alive, with the memory of countless hunts before him. His heart beats in rhythm with the earth. Suddenly the sound, low growl, guttural, vibrating through the air.
Spirits have not been kind.
A saber-toothed cat, its golden eyes cut through the grass like burning suns. The beast drags the carcass of a small antelope, muscles rippling beneath striped fur. It pauses, ears twitching. The Homo habilis watches, calculating. Fear surges through his chest, but behind it, strategy. He grips his stone tighter. They cannot fight the cat head-on, but they can outlast it, outthink it. The cat feeds tearing flesh, careless in its triumph. He signals again. 2 males circle wide, vanishing into the tall grass. The women clutch the child, crouching low, watching. Minutes stretch like hours. The cat feasts until its hunger dulls and its vigilance fades. Then, as dusk approaches, it drags the half-eaten carcass into the shade and sleeps. That is when they move, silent, precise. The man edges closer, crouching with the patience of a shadow. He studies the rhythm of the predator's breath, the rise and fall of its chest. When the moment comes, he hurls a stone toward a distant rock. Noise cracks the stillness. The cat lifts its head sharply, eyes fixed on the sound. In that instant, the group rushes in. They grab what's left of the carcass and flee. The cat roars fury, splitting the savanna. But the Homo habilis is already gone, sprinting barefoot across the dust, clutching blood and meat, the essence of life. Behind him, the beast's cry echoes like thunder, but within him burns something deeper, triumph, not just of strength, but of will. The hunt is not yet over. It has only begun. Night descends like a curtain of ash and silence. The savanna breathes differently under the stars, colder, sharper, alive with whispers. The small band gathers around a dying ember of fire, their shadows flickering against the stones. The carcass lies half-eaten beside them, but it is more than food, it is victory. The man kneels, hands trembling, as he scrapes bone against stone, slicing through the sinew with deliberate care. Each motion is slow, almost reverent. This is no longer just feeding, it is learning. The others watch in stillness, the orange glow painting their faces with the color of dawn reborn in darkness. Above them, constellations they cannot name flicker, like the eyes of gods. For the first time, hunger feels like something sacred. The child whimpers softly, and the woman soothes him, pressing her forehead to his. The man looks up, meeting her gaze. No words, no sound, only understanding. Tomorrow will demand more. The meat they have won will feed them for days, but the predators will return, drawn by the same scent that sustained them. Around them, the night hums with unseen movement. The call of hyenas echoes in the distance, cruel and mocking. The man tightens his grip on the sharpened bone. He now holds a new shape, a new weapon. It gleams faintly, and something deep within him stirs pride. Not the instinct of the beast, but the spark of invention. He does not know it yet, but he has just created a tool for survival that will outlast him by ages. The next morning arrives pale and heavy with mist. The group moves near the riverbank where reeds sway and insects buzz in thick clouds. The air is damp, carrying the scent of water and decay. He crouches, studying the tracks pressed into the mud, antelope fresh but smaller ones, perhaps juveniles. He points, and the others follow his gaze. They spread out, circling the shallow bend of the river. Every muscle is tuned to tension. Every sound is a signal. The man steps forward, placing one foot softly into the cool mud, his body aligned with the earth like a drawn bow. Then it happens. A splash, a startled cry, a blur of motion. One of the young antelope bolts from the brush. Instinct explodes through the group. They move as one. The man lunges, his makeshift spear raised. It strikes not deep, but enough. The animal stumbles, collapses into the reeds. The others descend, finishing what began as necessity and ended as ceremony. Blood stains the water crimson. The man kneels again, his hand pressing against the animal's chest as life leaves it. He does not yet understand the word respect, but he feels it. The kill is not just conquest, it is exchange. The earth gives and they take, and something deep within whispers that they must give back. When they return to camp, he does something different. He arranges the bones not for use, but for meaning. He places them near the fire, aligned with care, as though marking something greater than himself. The others watch silently. The fire crackles, wind hums through the grass, and the ritual begins not of words but of presence. The first flicker of culture has been born. Days turn into cycles of light and shadow, hunger and fire, life and loss. The savanna changes with them, rains swell. The river's grass grows high, and the air thickens with the scent of life and rot. The man moves differently now. Each step carries memory. Each gesture contains purpose. He sharpens tools not only for the hunt, but to shape the world around him. Stones become edges. Bones become handles. Fire becomes protection, then symbol. What once began as survival has become pattern rhythm ritual. This morning, the air trembles before the hunt. The group stands on a high ridge overlooking a valley where herds move like rivers of flesh. Their breath steams in the cool air, hearts pounding as one. The man scans the horizon, eyes narrowing as he spots something new. A group of rival scavengers, lean and desperate, circling the far edge of the valley. Another band of Homo habilis. Their presence ignites tension, something primal yet newly complex competition, not just for food, but for dominion. He raises his hand, signaling his group to stay low. They wait, crouched beneath thorny brush hearts, sinking with the pulse of the land. Hours pass. The rival band makes the first move, descending toward a weakened wildebeest. The man watches, waiting. Then, as the predators close in from the opposite side, lions silent and sleek, the chaos unfolds. The other group panics, scattering. The man seizes the moment. With swift, silent precision, he leads his people around the edges of the valley toward what the lions leave behind. They descend like ghosts after thunder. The carcass is still warm when they reach it. They work fast, tearing flesh, cracking bones for marrow. Every move is disciplined, almost ritualistic. The man's eyes do not waver. This is the dance of survival risk balanced with reverence. When they return, the women lay the bones again by the fire, aligned the same way as before. The man watches something stirring deep in his mind. The repetition, the order, the pattern, these things calm the chaos. For the first time, the group gathers not only to eat, but to witness. The man kneels, touching one of the bones with fingers smeared in ash and blood. He presses it into the ground before the flames. The others follow, uncertain but compelled. Together they sit in silence, the fire reflecting in their eyes. A storm brews, far-off lightning cracking in the distance, echoing across the plains. The wind shifts, carrying the smell of rain and memory. The man raises his head, eyes reflecting the flicker of the flames. He feels something he cannot name, a connection between the hunt, the fire, and the rhythm of the earth itself. Fear, triumph, loss, gratitude. They merge into one pulse. The ritual has found its heart. That night, as thunder rolls and rain begins to fall, they do not scatter as before. They stay by the fire, sheltered beneath rock and instinct. For the first time, they endure the storm not as prey, but as people who have begun to find meaning in the struggle. The hunt is no longer just survival. It has become story.